Well, hello everybody. That was a awesome video from Bishop and great information. Rachel wanted me to tell you before we get started here to send in any questions that you have about that video so that we can continue that discussion throughout the rest of this event. Now, for those of you that I haven't met personally, my name is Pastor Darius Arnold, and the topic that I'm going to be talking to you about is how to get out and reach your community. We need our churches to be connected to the community in a significant way so that we can spread the message of the gospel and share the love of Jesus with those in and around our community. So we're going to talk about that for just a few minutes, but I want to make this part of the presentation easy on you and give you a little bit of a cheat sheet. So I've created a checklist for what we're going to talk about today, and I know all of you have a smartphone or an iPad or something near you, not the one that you're using to watch this summit on, but grab a smartphone or something, and I'm going to take you to a little cheat sheet that's going to help you throughout this presentation that you'll be able to refer back to after this presentation in the weeks and months to come as you try to implement some of the information that I'm going to share with you. Now, if I can get you to go to your smartphone and open up a browser on your smartphone, I'm going to give you a website that I want to take you to, point your attention to, so that you can have that checklist to hold on to from now on. Now, before we do that, I want to ask you a question. If I could show you a way in the next few minutes, if I could show you a way where you could literally introduce your church to thousands of people in and around your community month after month, would you be interested in doing that, in making sure your message gets communicated, the message of your church? Y'all are interested? Thank you. The group in this room is interested, apparently, so that means y'all should be too. And by the way, I was thinking a sitcom is 30 minutes long. This is half as long, so it's probably going to be about half as funny. So don't lower your expectations for the comedy level right now. But grab your smartphone, open up a browser. I'm going to give you a link real quick. It's packthepews.com/summit. And if you promise not to read ahead, you can go there now because I'm going to walk you through a checklist that you can use to really impact your community. But you've got to, again, go to packthepews.com, and that's PACKTHE, pews, we all know how to spell pews.com/summit. There's a checklist there that I want to use and help you to walk through this information today. I'm going to share with you something that I refer to as a community sign blitz. Everybody say that with me, sign blitz. Oh, come on, louder. Everybody shout sign blitz. Yeah, see, that's what we're talking about today. We're going to blitz our community by getting out in the community with signage that will call their attention to what God is doing at our local church. And this is something that everybody can get involved with. So if this sparks something in you, I want to encourage you to take action on this immediately following today's summit and do something with this checklist to help you to make an impact. Now, this is something that is going to do a couple of things for you. This sign blitz, the idea of the sign blitz came from, I was driving around. We launched our church in January of this year, but I was driving around prior to that, and I saw, it was around the time where we were campaigning for the next president. And I was driving around, and it seemed like on every street corner, there was somebody standing with signs for politicians and vote for this guy or vote for this lady. And I noticed they were standing out there, they were waving and smiling, and it seemed like they're only standing out there because it's effective, it's accomplishing an objective. And that's what where the idea of the sign blitz came from. And I thought, I'm going to try that. My associate pastor said, you know, Pastor, he said to me after the fact, when you first talked about standing out on the side of the road with signs and waving at cars driving by, he said, I thought you had finally lost it. But he said, after I've done it, I was wrong. You had a great idea, and it was a lot of fun, and the impact has been phenomenal. Now, the three things that this can do for you is not only put your church in front of thousands of people in your community on a regular basis, but it will tie your existing congregation and volunteers together because they're getting outside together for an outreach event and having a lot of fun building relationships. And then the next thing it's going to do is it's going to produce a steady stream of new guests to your church. So standing out on the side of the road is a powerful way to get people's attention. So I'm going to walk you through the checklist. If you want to grab a team of volunteers and do a sign blitz, I'm going to walk you through the checklist. Everything you need to know to do this. Now, before we do that, I'm going to tell you a quick little story. If you're at that checklist already, there's a picture there. And that picture is of a woman who's a part of our church. She actually leads our ushers completely. She's in our usher ministry leader. And her name is Jackie. And I wanted to point your attention to her because there's a picture of her on that checklist standing there at one of our sign blitzes holding a sign. And there's another woman by the name of Jennifer that she came. I'm going to tell you a quick little story about Jennifer. She came just about a month ago for the first time. She sat in the back. She didn't say anything to anybody. And I didn't think she liked it because everybody else was shouting amen while I was preaching, and she was sitting there like she wasn't interested. But then she came back the next week, and I thought, my Lord, I never thought we'd see her again, but she came back. I still hadn't met her because she was slipping in and slipping out. You know how first-time guests are at churches. They like to slip in and slip out. Well, then she came a third week, and the third week she built up the nerve to come into what we call pastor's reception to meet my wife and I. When we met her, my wife started sharing things with her and kind of ministering to her as she met her. The woman started trembling and shaking, and she said, I don't know what in the world is going on here. She said, you're saying things to me about my life that I've never even told you, but you're reading my mail. You're telling me things that I didn't know anything about, or that you couldn't have possibly known anything about. And she was shaking, and she was like, I don't know what to do. I'm going to need to sit down. What's happening to me? And I said, hon, that's the Holy Ghost. The Spirit of God is touching you and impacting you and speaking to you right now. So I wanted to tell you that quick story because that's a brand new relationship that was just formed within the last few weeks. Now, go to the checklist. If you want to do a sign blitz, I want to walk you through what you need to do, okay? That's what I want to know is what do I need to do to make this happen? First, you just need to pick a date. Decide a day. I have church on Saturday evenings, so we do our sign blitzes on Sundays. But if you have church on Sunday, which I'm sure you do, you can do your sign blitz on a Saturday. So you just have to select a date, number one. Number two, you've got to invite your church to participate. Get people to get out there with you and help impact the community. Say, we're going to have an outreach, and we want you to be involved. And if you'd like to come with us, then you give them the name of the primary contact who's going to be leading that sign blitz so that as they have questions, they know who to call. Hey, where are we meeting? All that. They can have a contact number for somebody they can speak to. Now, we also have a note on here that it should not include children. We're out near traffic, so we don't want to have any safety concerns. So we've made a policy for our sign blitzes that no children are allowed to come out and participate. So the next thing, number 3 on our list, is you want to purchase or make your own signs. This can be completely free, or you can invest in some signage. Now, if you want the kind of signs I'm talking about are the signs that you've seen a little stake in somebody's front yard. You can pick those up at Home Depot, and you can buy some stencils, and you can put some information on those signs and make them yourself if you want. If not, you can easily order them online. You can send in questions, and we'll tell you a great place where you can order professionally made signs at a great discount. The next thing is that on your signs, you want them to be your church's website and make them big and prominent so that people can see. They're driving by really quick. You've got just a few seconds to get them your message. So you want to put your church website on there, and you can I would recommend that's all you put on there is your church website so people can look you up and go right to your best information about your service times and all that. The next thing is you might want to consider color coordinating your team. Wearing, if you have church t-shirts, tell everybody, wear your church t-shirt. You might want to bring a hat. If you have church hats, wear your hat because you block the sun. And in Florida in the summertime, it gets challenging out there if you don't have the proper covering. So you might want to bring a hat, tell people to bring a hat and tell them what to wear. If you don't have church t-shirts, tell them, hey, everybody wear a blue t-shirt. Everybody wear a green t-shirt so that you're color coordinated. And then next, bring granola bars, water bottles, and sunscreen. We live in Florida, people. Bring some sunscreen. You will regret it. I learned that the hard way. You see this pasty white skin? It can get bright red. So I want to just encourage you to remember to bring that. Next, number 6, you need to meet 10 minutes prior to pray and to give people instruction. What are the instructions that we give them? You tell them the suggested spacing. If everybody's bunched up in a row, no, the cars aren't going to see it. What you want to do is space them out. And you want to tell them, don't stand. If you can just have a casual conversation with the person next to you, then you're standing too close. You need to be able to shout to get your message to the next person. So that's how you know the spacing. Several feet, 8 to 10 feet apart. Keep people separate so they're not standing there chit-chatting. They're holding signs and being effective, waving at the community. The other thing you want to tell them is no sign spinning. You've seen those sign spinners on the side of the road. If you got people spinning the signs, they're not going to be able to read your signs, and it's important that they can read your signs. So tell your sign holders to hold the sign still and then use maybe their other hand to wave as people are going by. It's okay to yell and get excited, but that's the definite no-no is no sign spinning. Number 7, give everyone a few promo cards or business cards because there will be people walking by and they'll say, what are y'all doing? You want to make sure they're empowered with something that they can hand to somebody to invite them to your church. Number 8, build in breakless breaks. What does that mean? That means you need one person who's a floater. They go around to each person every 10 or 15 minutes and say, could you use a break? I'll stand in for you and take your sign. So your sign blitz, your row of people, volunteers, isn't getting affected because you're not really taking a break. You've got one person relieving one person at a time so they can step to the side, get some water, maybe use a restroom, and then come back refreshed and ready to go a little bit longer. If you're wondering how long these last, ours, we do them for about 3 hours, but they're highly effective even if you can only do them for an hour. So that's how you build in breakless breaks. Number 9, you want to take pictures while you're out there and put them on social media so your church can see what you're doing and share them and get excited about what people are doing to evangelize and reach out to the city. Number 10, celebrate your success by when you get back to church, you're thanking the volunteers and you're showing pictures in your next service. Why are you doing that? You're showing the pictures so that you can promote the next sign blitz because you want people to be excited about coming to the next sign blitz. And then the bonus, everybody loves a bonus. The bonus is place those same signs, put them on those stakes that sit in people's yards. Put them in those stakes on the outside of your church so that as first-time guests are coming, they'll see, oh, I'm in the right place. That's the signs I saw. Now, I'm done. That's the whole list, and you've got this checklist so you can implement it where you're at. And my time's up, but I want to remind you, I told you at the beginning about somebody named Jackie and somebody named Jennifer. Both of those people, the woman that had the experience with the Holy Spirit and the woman who is now serving as our usher ministry leader, both of those ladies came as a result of the sign blitz. I did not know them. They came as a result of the sign blitz, and now they're involved in ministry with us today. So that's it for my time. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Keep that checklist, and now on to the next. Yes, ma'am.
We got somebody text in. They had a question because you well, I'm going to go ahead and start next. Okay. Go ahead.
You want to use this one? Okay.
Okay. All right. Anyway, it's Pack the Pews, Pews. They couldn't find the link.
They
said,
okay.
Okay.
/summit.
/summit. Okay.
So /summit.
Some of the people couldn't find it. So Pack the Pews with its plural. Okay?
Plural. Beautiful. Is that
All right. That's it.
Okay.